Well, welcome back to Patrick 5-Star Kitchen. Have you ever wondered what you do when you get home from a long, hard working days? The market has closed, the stores have closed, but the stomach hasn't closed. It's growling like there's a lion seeking to come out from your stomach. Well, make yourself a nice quick trip to the pantry. Check out what is there that you can use. And please go ahead and be creative. Well, I've decided I'm going to be cooking some chapatis. And I looked in the pantry because there was no meat. Well, in the fridge, and I didn't feel like going to the butcher because they were closed, and all that was left were the bones, and I was not planning to make a soup. Well, I found a cup of soup, cream butter squash, 2 cans of peas, some leftover 4 tomatoes leftover, some cloves, some garlic, cloves of garlic, an onion. And so, what's the deal here? The deal is we're gonna have some nice, tasty butter squash, peas, sweet potatoes, and onion and garlic to go. And we're gonna be eating that, using that to scoop some chapatis in it. The chapati will say, whoa, what a marriage. And it's going to be the best marriage made from 2 cans of peas, cup of soup, thick and creamy butterscotch milk, tomatoes, onions, and garlic. So sit back, relax, and let's see what comes out of Patrick 5-Star Kitchen. Hold on to the compliments, but start tasting the food with your eyes, because for now there's no way I can serve it over the video. But guess what? The best proof of the concept is you make it yourself. Follow along and we'll be 2 happy people in the kitchen, and then the rest will just be there applauding as they eat them chapati and this vegetarian specialties, butterscotch, tomatoes and onions. Sit back and relax, and as I add extra tasting to the dish, you'll be my student. Follow along. For the records, I do love soy sauce, especially when it relates to anything that has to do with beans or peas. It packs up that flavor of the beans. Okay, so don't leave it out. That and other spices as we go along. Okay, let's see what else will be jumping into that frying pan. Hang in there. The chapati dough is made, and I mixed white flour with wholemeal fortified wheat flour. Why not make it healthy? The grains, the roughage, good for you. Makes you be as, anyway, like we say, good for your intestine. You enjoy, you're nourished, and your guts are flushed at the same time after the nutrients have made you the most healthy person in town, in the block, in the house. You pick. Hang in there. We'll get to the chapatis later. Well, these are the final spices additions to the dish that I'm adding. Since I'm cooking this dish in Kenya, if you leave Royco mchuzi mix out of your cooking, please watch out, you just might be sued. So to avoid being sued, that's why you sit there, have some cilantro leaves dried, have a cream of coconut, and a little bit of black pepper to give this vegetarian soup a little kick and flavor. And I'm gonna just put a dash of curry powder. Okay, doesn't have to be any of the stuff that you see here, doesn't have to be the brand that you see. The only thing that I know you can get away with being the brand is Royco, because if you don't buy it from Kenya, you might have to pay me an air ticket to come do the shopping for you. Personal shopping and personal delivery, and I do use business class to do this shopping. Hang in there and we'll be good to go in a few minutes. I'm just warming the frying pan. I like getting my oil hot so that my onions can sizzle and release their flavor. All right, so we put some oil, not too much, just enough to get the onions going, wilted, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to put just a little salt in the onions to, I guess, quicken drawing the liquid from the onions. Okay, just remember that you put a dash of salt in the onions. And if you have garlic press, you can press. This is a pretty lame, I hate to say it, it's a lame garlic press, so I'm going to do my garlic a little different. So just bear with me. Just keep an eye, you don't want them onions done. And you can choose how much garlic you want. You can reduce the amount. It doesn't have to be as much as I'm putting here, but vegetarian dishes do take a liking to garlic if you do a good job. Let me put the onions just to the side a little bit. I don't want them too bad as I prepare to put the garlic in. Once you do what I did, you have two choices. You can go with your knife You crush a spoon, or you can use also a glass to do the same thing. Of course, a glass does a quicker job than using a knife because it has a more surface area. You're wondering what culinary school did I go in Switzerland? Well, the mountains, the Alps that I went to school is called my wonderful late mother, Rebecca Mwikali Mulili. She was my professor for more than 50 years. Thus, you can thank her for the privilege of you enjoying such a wonderful meal. I'm always grateful, will ever always be grateful to my mother, because unlike most cultures where they frown on men being the kitchen, being the firstborn, those were not options available to me. So people, if you have a son, don't matter whether they're first, lastborn, allow them to get into the college that they call the university. A kitchen, a kitchen, a kitchen. And down the road, there might be a lucky, blessed lady that will thank you for allowing your son to end up in the kitchen. Alright, so you add the garlic into the onions, make sure you don't burn it. A minute or two in the hot oil will get that going. And once you get that going, we're gonna add the peas. See if we can have them a little fried to give them a fried brown twist to them, because that will release the additional sweet flavor of the green peas. You can be fresh in the pan, doesn't matter. Here the idea is you came home, the kiosks were closed, the stores were closed, nobody loves you, but you love yourself so much that you knew you deserve a decent meal. So pantry, thank you for the green peas. Thank you for these green peas, because they're gonna make some good, wonderful, fine eating. So I'm gonna leave the peas to kind of get a toasty kind of flavor before I add the tomatoes. After the tomatoes, I'm gonna be adding some of that cream or coconut, half a can most likely, some coriander leaves, some soy sauce. Oh, Royco, what do the Kenyans do without Royco? Even the person that can't cook, all he has to do is boil an egg, sprinkle Royco, and whoo, the compliments come in flying. Flying. Kenyan favorite, go-to. So, if you're in Kenya, get yourself NSI, take it with you. You'll be glad to remember Kenya gave you something to remember you by. A little bit of black pepper. A dash of that curry powder. And 2 packages of cup of soup. And this is butter squash. I'll do 2 packs to give me that wonderful milky tasting. Anyway, like I said, you're gonna have to wait. Just be patient. We'll get there. We'll get there. And this is for you, Jackie, my Jackie in Uganda. She called me and said, hey, over there, please give us an idea of what's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, I just put about 2 teaspoons of curry powder, 1 full, 1 3/4 full, just to give it that curry powder flavor test. You see, I'm from the old school. You know, they call it the grandmommy school. A dash of this, a little bit of love, and you got it going. So, but today, since somebody made a special request, oh, Jackie. So I'm gonna be doing some measuring. I'm gonna be using the teaspoon. All right. It feels so strange to be doing teaspoon, tablespoon, but I will appreciate the suggestion from Jackie Ford in Uganda, faithfully serving with the Windows of Hope. She's my special daughter because as a result of so many kids that call me uncle, numbering into, who knows, maybe into the hundreds. Some are doctors, engineers, professors. So, I did 4 teaspoons, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Mwafrika anasema soy sauce. So, like you can see, gives a nice brown, toasty, tasting peas. Alright, at this point we're gonna add the tomatoes. Mukamba anasema hii inaitwa tomatoes. Okay? Yeah, Mukamba from Kangundo. Kangundo, that's my home. Born as Mutua to wonderful parents. Na Ashton, Muindi, Mulili, and of course, they were young lovers. I guess they would be considered underage in the days and the age you live, so I was born to underage parents, but I have to say, thank God I turned out pretty good. No complaints in that department. Yep, none at all. Yep, so those are 4 medium-sized tomatoes. I'm gonna add a heaping of Royco, and you have to be careful not, this is chicken flavor, to not overdo it. You don't want this stuff turning too salty. So I'm gonna start there. It's gonna be very flavored because don't forget that the soy sauce does have a saltiness to it. So if you overindulge, you might end up with some nice tasting but salty, you know, salty, but so that's not the idea. The other thing is make sure to dice the tomatoes very small so that you can see they're breaking pretty quick in the pan. You want them to release all the goody. You never have to buy tomato sauce if you know how to work with fresh tomatoes. At this point, ooh, this is a different cream of coconut. So I'm gonna give 3 good size heaping. Oh, okay, the liquid is at the bottom, so guess what? I'm gonna use the whole can of cream of coconut. I'm gonna do the cost flavor of kupiga mbaazi na nazi. But sasa hapa tunapiga nini? Peas na maji ya nazi, cream of coconut. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna do pretty good, not salty, just the way it should be. Okay, Jackie, a dash of fine black pepper to the taste. Don't want to overdo it. And you're gonna do a heap of dried cilantro leaves. Dried leaves sometimes hold more flavor than fresh, but the fact is you get a quicker aroma from using fresh cilantro leaves. So don't avoid that. If you can get fresh cilantro leaves, do that and you'll be good to go. Okay, change of plans. Since I've gotten a nice consistency with my coconut milk, the tomatoes, onions and garlic, I'm going to just use 1 pack of cup of soup butterscotch. Gives it a, you know, a twist to the taste. Okay, so I'm just gonna do 1 pack, add a little water and let it simmer, and pretty much that is your, give it a name, peas, tomatoes, buttersquash. Whoever comes up with a good name, please put it in the comment. If you win, I'll give you an applaud. I'll see if I can send you a chapati via the video. Check it out, enjoy. So, a little bit of a cup soup of butterscotch. At this point, I'm going to turn the heat down. And I'm just going to put a dash of little water. And when I say a dash, maybe a 1/4 cup. And this is to help the butterscotch cup of soup to actually marry itself with the peas, the tomatoes, and the onions, and the garlic. And now you tell me, when you dip this in the chapatis, the chapati will love you, love you, love you to the very end of your stomach. Hey, for you single guys, take a hint from me. Learn to do this, and you'll be coming home to a very happy home. Your wife will be happy, your kids will be happy, your grandma will be happy, your mother will be happy. If daddy will be happy, who knows? You can be generous, and once in a while just have your friends over for a nice fellowship. They will bless you. Well, that's it. That quick. We are done. From Patrick 5-star saying, be not afraid of a kitchen. It's the best place to take your stress out. Don't have to beat anybody. Chop chop onions, chop chop tomatoes, bang bang, make the dough, boom boom boom, the garlic, and enjoy. Patrick Mwindi reporting from Kilele Shore 5-star kitchen, signing off. The chapatis, I hope you know how to make them, but when I start making them, I'll give you a quick hint of how to make the best chapatis in the world. Signing off again, Patrick Mwindi. Bye-bye. Can you tell there's an argument going on in that frying pan? The peas is saying, I'm the one that made this possible, tasty, and the tomatoes are saying, I don't think so. The onions are saying, without me. The garlic is saying, I give it the good smell. The butterscotch saying, I put you together, guys. What's your problem? And of course, the rest of the seasoning says, hey, guys, get over it. Let's do this dance together. 1 step, 2 step, and everybody says, hey, we are all good and tasty. Signing off, signing off. Am I signing off? Not really. I'll be signing off after the chapatis get married to this wonderful, wonderful creation. And like I said, I created this on the spot. Never done before, so giving you an opportunity to repeat it over and over and over, and you'll be the most loved cook in the kitchen. Patrick Mwindi, Patrick Mwindi, Patrick Mwindi, 5-star kitchen. Thank you so much for making your pantry so wonderful to visit, especially on those odd hours when I'm starving. And we are done. So it's chapati time. With my dough, I do put some oil in the flour. When I'm mixing it, I make sure that I also use lukewarm water for making the dough. That makes the resting of the dough much quicker. But you don't have to let it rest. You can let it rest for 30 minutes to, like they say, get the dough to get over a stress that you gave it by punching it and kneading it and so on and so on. So, in the fact that I put some oil in the dough, I don't need to use too much oil when making the chapatis. I like cooking my chapatis with as little oil as I can. For whatever reason, it's healthier for you. The less oil you use, the better for you. So hang in there as I prepare to do some chapatis. Alright, there's no rocket science about making chapatis. Like you can see, what I do is using my fingers because they're used to heat. I dip them in the wall and dab, 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 dab without having to use too much oil in the chapatis, because I really don't like my chapatis oily. So do that. Once they pop up, you flip the other side that you have oiled. You want it toasty brown, not bound. And by dabbing oil a little bit here, a little bit there, kind of sends the steam in both directions, and you have a well soft cooked chapati. Okay there. So let's just make sure that and there are people that roll the chapatis and put them, sandwich them between tissues so that they can just do an assembly style of cooking them. I go along as the other one is in the frying pan. I'm rolling the next one and the next one, and before you know it, we have a pile of ready, delicious, soft chapatis to eat. Pew pew. Okay there. And I dab, dab, dab the other side, and basically the intention is to, number one, seal the steam from both sides, have the middle of the chapati steamed because that's what makes them soft and yummy yummy. My chapatis are done. And I also like making my chapatis almost paper thin. There are people that prefer theirs a quarter-inch thick. Everybody has their preference. Like I said, I'm not here to teach you how to make chapatis or compete. Everybody makes their chapatis and they are the best as far as I'm concerned. These chapatis are just serving as compliments to my new peas, buttersquash, tomatoes creation. Alright, so like I say, we can thank the chapatis for being agreeable to accompany my creation. Alright, and like I say, if you don't like chapatis, you can do rice with the same wonderful creation. You can do ugali with it. Anything that meets your fancy. The important part here is not the chapatis, is the new creation of the sweet peas. Cream of coconut and all the goodies you saw go in that frying pan. All right. And friends, one more to go and we are done. By the way, don't press too hard, and you want the steam to find its way around. And it's cleanup time. I always say, if you love cooking, make a point of starting with a clean kitchen and finishing with a clean kitchen. Makes a lot of difference. A lot of difference indeed. A nice kitchen that is clean is a joy to work in. A messy kitchen, they do leave an impression. It does not mean they don't produce wonderful, delicious food. But make it a joy for anybody else who might be following right behind you to cook something else delicious just as you cooked. And we can call this a wrap. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. It's nice, soft, healthy, whole grain wheat flour chapatis. Ready to roll, and I'm gonna do a very simple plating, nothing complicated, and we'll be good to go. And my friends, dinner is served. I've yet to find a name for what I made. All I know is a wonderful creation from Patrick 5-Star Kitchen. Enjoy, be blessed, stay healthy. When you're done, thank the Almighty who has made sure to put medicine in the peas, the tomatoes, the onions, the garlic, and creativity in this teenager's brain. This teenager's brain is running full speed to come up with more wonderful, delicious dishes. Keep your eyes plied, they say plied, open, gazing for the next creation, because you never know. There might be a surprise just around the corner. Again, from Patrick 5-Star Kitchen, chapatis, and his wonderful new creation, peas. Butterscotch are the mainstay, tomatoes of course, onions, garlic, and the spices that went and made this marriage so perfect, so delicious, so yummy. I wish you can smell it. I wish there's a way I could serve it through the video, but I'm not selfish. You can make it for yourself and invite me over for dinner. Blessing, Patrick Mwindi reporting from Kileleshwa, Kenya, Nairobi, the most beautiful country under the sun, the equator. Please don't argue with me. I'm starving. My brain can't take an argument right now. Bye-bye.